And welcome back to our Pinktober edition on health and wellness this morning on K24 with me, Shiko Kaitani, as we tackle breast cancer in men. Yes, it is very rare, but definitely worth mentioning so that we even know, by the way, that we are still at risk. Yes, both women and you gentlemen. Still in studio, we do have Dr. Catherine Nyongesa, who is an oncologist from Texas Cancer Center. Also still with us is Boniface Mbuki, who is the director at the Cancer Awareness Center of Kenya. And of course, Dr. Dan Butorire, who is also from Texas Cancer Center, is here with us. He is actually going to be taking lead right now, and that's because earlier on I did promise we're going to be showing you how to actually take a self-breast examination so that you can actually be on the know and how to look out for anything that may stand out to be cancer. Okay, so Dr. Dan, please take it away. And of course, before you do, introduce who we have here.
So I'm joined by Makori Davis.
Uh-huh.
He has a lot of interest in oncology also.
Fantastic.
Currently, he's doing his attachment at Kenyatta National Hospital at the Cancer Treatment Center.
Amazing, amazing.
So the October month has been it has been dedicated as a month for breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
And they say 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime.
Right.
And as we have emphasized, also men can be affected by breast cancer.
Absolutely.
So what are the things to look at? We are focusing on your normal anatomy of the breast.
Right.
Everyone knows how their body has been.
Yes.
So if you're finding that there are any unusual changes that have not been there, then you need to actually see a doctor for screening. But now in the general examination, what we call the self-breast examination, the key thing is to start with the outlook. Yes. So you stand in front of a mirror. When you stand in front of a mirror, you are looking at any changes in the breast, any asymmetry, any retraction of the nipple or dimpling of the skin, or any other color changes. So you are physically looking at
the mirror,
yourself in the mirror. And we normally say that when you are standing in the mirror, you are supposed to hold your hands on the waist. Because doing this, it removes this hand away from the breast tissue so that you are able to see the whole of the breast. So you stand like this in front of a mirror. So you are looking at yourself, so you are looking for those changes. Any asymmetry. If your breast is enlarging more than unusual, and this is a continuous enlargement of one of the breast. So these are the things we are looking at. Color changes, dimpling of the skin, nipple retraction. Then you can also put your arms like this and hold. Yes, when you hold like this, you are tensing your muscles so that if there is any lump in the breast, it can be seen. The asymmetry can be revealed even more visibly. Now that is in inspection. So we normally say inspection, palpation, and then you can also even percuss, but percussion is for the doctors. But this you just inspect and then you palpate. So during palpation, there are various techniques. You can go around the breast. You can start from what we call the 6 o'clock position as you come towards the nipple. Because as you understand, the breast tissue, the ducts that produce milk, they all converge around the nipple, where now the discharge of milk is. So as you are palpating from the 6 o'clock, you can palpate like that. And what we emphasize on is that you use this part of your fingers, don't poke. And don't hold like this. You'll understand that any breast tissue, if you hold it like this, it will feel lumpy because of the milk ducts. But if you palpate with this part of your hand, you may be able to see any changes. So you go like that to the nipple, like that, clockwise like that. Or you can also just go round as you are touching. If you feel any lump in the breast, it's always good to have a doctor look at it. So we are emphasizing more on the abnormal changes that you can see. And they say most of the breast cancer occur towards the armpit.
Right, because the breast does extend all the way.
Yes, it extends all the way.
Yeah.
So don't forget also
to check
your armpit.
Right.
So when you are examining your right breast, you use your left hand. So you just hold on your head like this, and then you examine like that, and then don't forget to check the armpit for any lymph node swelling.
Okay.
Same way to the other side.
Okay, all right. And of course, anything else that we need to highlight on the chart, or that has actually been pretty much covered on 2 or 3 of those circles? Lastly, you can even do it lying down if you prefer.
This is the most preferred position,
right?
But we are not limiting people from examining just lying down.
Yeah.
And when you are lying down, the breast that you're examining, will put a pillow under, because this helps now to spread out the breast tissue very well, so that you can examine. Because when you are standing, the gravity pulls the breast down.
Right.
So you won't see, you won't find all the regions of the breast. So when you lie down, you spread your breast tissue. And we are emphasizing on 2 to 3 days every month after your period. 2 to 3 days after your period, that's the best time for you to examine your breast.
Okay, and of course the same goes for men in terms of the technique.
Exactly.
All right, so karibu sana back to our set so that we can actually, thank you so much, we can actually continue to take some more phone calls and even just discuss a little bit more. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Dan. Well done. Let's continue to also highlight that men should be checking as well, because I like what you also mentioned, that it also does begin with you. Yes, universal health coverage could be there, or healthcare could be there, but even for you, it starts with you to be able to identify the abnormalities. So it even starts with you knowing your own body.
Yes.
It does, doesn't it, Dr. Dan?
True.
Yeah, okay. So, gentlemen, we hope that that has also helped. And, of course, if you do have any more questions, we'd be happy to throw them to Dr. Dan and, of course, to Dr. Catherine. Now, we've talked a little bit about that support that I was talking about earlier on, but let's stress a little bit on this. How can we actually get men to come out Boniface, in your opinion?
Thank you. When we have these events for cancer screening, most of them, they are free cancer screening that are happening all over the country. Like now we have one happening in Mokoroini, in Nyeri, on 26th of this month.
Yeah.
There's one in Makueni. There's also other events happening all over the country.
Yes.
So what happens is that if you are not able to access a free screening event anywhere, you go to any hospital like Texas or any other hospital, and you get those services for free. Actually, as you mentioned earlier, even NHIF and those people who have the UHC cover, they are able to access these services for free. In case it's not during the free screening time, you can access these services for free at any hospital in Kenya.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Richard from, let me get this, Richard from Juja is actually on the line. Yes, good morning, Richard.
How are you, Shiko?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm Richard from Juja.
Yes, go ahead.
I say thanks to Daktari Rafiki yangu Dan. I'm also a member of Thika Cancer Care.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem with the men is we are weak on attending the medical facilities.
Right.
I especially went to a breastfeeding, a breast cancer checkup on that day we were having the marathon on 11th August. Especially I was shy when putting removing my shirt for Daktari to check my breast.
Yeah.
And then we also have a difficulties on sensitizing this the matter of cancer for the whole community to come up to the facility, especially when we were doing this on Thika level 5. So we are calling upon the government if they can also have this awareness, especially during the organizing the cancer date, for everybody to come up for us to do away with this disease called cancer, both men and ladies,
yeah,
the young ladies.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Richard. Bonnie, I more or less wanted you to actually tackle on how we can create safe spaces for men to feel comfortable. Listen to what even Richard said. He was shy to take off his shirt and let the doctor actually inspect him. So what do we do, you know?
Actually, as people say, women go for screening. Actually, there's a directive from the government that people should go for early screening. Currently, only women who are very okay going for those screenings. You as a man, why do you let your wife go for screening and you're not going to be screened as well? So most men usually take women and they stay on the side, waiting for them to be screened, then they go home. They even start complaining that why are you taking so much time? Because they're in the car waiting for the wife or the woman to be screened. It is important for us as men. We be proactive. Let's go take the women, the wives, our daughters, and even our mothers as well. Let's go there, get screened. And then also when you're out there, when you're taking 1 or 2, as you call it, it's always good to speak about health. Speak not only about cancer, even talk about any other kind of health issues within men, or among the men that you're having that social gathering. Out of that, one of you will be able to know, oh, let me go and get this screened somewhere. Like now, over the weekend, I was in a gathering for men in a church, and I was given a chance to introduce myself. I don't introduce myself as Boniface just up to that point. I usually tell them now, my name is Boniface, but I am working, I'm a cancer advocate. So if you know you are seated here, you have ever gone to any hospital or any screening of any kind, please walk to any hospital. It is even free. So just go there. And then more so, in our offices, those people who are sitting in the office, those who have some sedentary life of kind of life, they are what we call corporate clinics or corporate wellness. Just be there, be screened, and also give the word to anybody near you and let them be screened.
And you can imagine, even with the kind of contacts we have and the networks that we have as a media house, believe it or not, every single breast cancer survivor, man that is, who we spoke to declined to come on this show. Because they were like, there's no way I am going to be on public television or national television to actually talk about how I have breast cancer.
They refused.
It was shocking. Tell me any other cancer, but I can't come and talk about breast cancer. Dan, how do you go about making men feel safe within that space at your clinic, so they can feel that, by the way, they can actually share with you that I kind of found a lump or something that's quite kind of abnormal with my breast? This would actually be good to share.
As medics, we normally say the patient has autonomy. The patient can choose which doctor they want to go to. If you're afraid being screened by a female doctor, you can also request to be seen by a male doctor. So that is the major catch that men fear, because when they come to the hospital, they think they are going to be examined by female doctors. But we also have male doctors who can examine these patients.
Okay. By the way, just so you know, father to R&B singer Beyonce, Matthew Knowles, has actually revealed that he was battling breast cancer earlier this year. In fact, he actually did go he actually underwent treatment in July, and he talked about this on Good Morning America, a very popular show in the US. He's now a public figure and even talked about how he actually went for a mastectomy. And Dr. Catherine, just to rope you in on this, I want you to actually talk about even surgery for men slightly as we're winding up. But before we actually do, understand we've got another caller on the line. Yes, good morning, Barack.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, karibu sana.
Asante sana. Sasa,
yes,
mimi napiga kutoka Baringo Marigat. Mimi naomba namna hii. Sasa shida ya kansa kutoka Baringo, naomba mambo ya kansa iweze kuangazwa kwa dawa ya kienyeji. Na mambo ya mafundisho kama hiyo yenye mnafanya saa hii, iweze kuangaziwa kwa shule ama makanisa, kwa sababu watu wengi hawasikia television.
Okay. Asante sana, Baraka. Okay. Actually talking about how to bring it down to the ground. Boniface, I think that's your department, especially in terms of the awareness center. True. But let me let Dr. Catherine speak a little bit about men actually going through this particular surgery.
Yeah. So the treatment will depend on the breast, on the stage. So we stage them just as the women. So having gone through scans, the doctor has examined you and determined probably stage 1 or stage 2, then surgery is strongly recommended. Or even if it's in advanced stage, then they'll do surgery and follow up with other treatments. Now, in terms of the type of the surgery, because the breast tissue in men is so small, most of the time they will undergo a mastectomy, which means removing the whole breast, and then the doctor will sample the glands in the armpit because cancer can spread to the lymph nodes. If the lump is very small, then the doctor can do a breast conserving surgery where they just remove the lump with some normal tissue around it, and then you're still left with an intact breast.
In terms of physical changes, is there a very huge difference when you actually look at a man who's currently undergone through the cut, given that they have very little tissue?
Really, would you say? It will. Okay, it will just look, you know, you'll not have a breast, it will just look a flat chest after the surgery.
Okay, so for those who have worries concerning, you know, the physical changes that will come through with the surgery, I think that gives a little bit of hope.
They shouldn't worry. I mean, after all, most of the time, we hardly see, you know, once you put on your coat, no one will know that you've had a mastectomy. Even a T-shirt, they will not notice that you have a mastectomy. And the beauty is men, fortunately, they don't have to walk around with breast prosthesis like for women, because the women, the breast tissue is big. So when they remove it, you have to fill it with something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but for men, it's easy.
Yeah, and you can see even for women how it actually takes away their confidence once they've undergone the cut. It is so heartbreaking to actually see that. Why don't you respond to Richard? Or rather at least Barak, sorry, who actually called in from Baringo, Boniface, in regards to creating awareness qua ground on the grassroots level.
Actually, the system that the government is taking, they want to go to the lowest health facility within a certain locality, so that even that person who is at the ground is able to get or to access those services. But more so in terms of awareness within at the local level. Mashinani. Like now you are in Nyeri last week. We are trying to train the CSVs. From the lowest level in a community. They are called the community units. And they are able to give information or maybe tell people about cancer. Any kind of cancer, and they're able also to let you know or to give you the right direction of where to go for screening. Actually, it has really started, and maybe priority has been taken to the UHC counties, but it's also going to all those counties in the whole Kenya. So maybe at the end of the day, or everybody is there to be able to talk about cancer. Actually, cancer can be, I mean, anybody. Anybody can get cancer. Actually, if you don't want to get cancer, unless we're not born. You can only not get cancer if you are not born.
It's true.
But because you are there and you have already been born, you are there living, talk about it. Talk to anybody, talk about cancer, let people go for those screenings and get.
All right, so let me give you the opportunity to let our viewers know in regards to how they can actually access these early screenings. You will be shocked that quite a number of Kenyans still believe it is so costly to go for screenings. Dr. Dan, Dr. Catherine, please tell us about screenings very quickly. We have only 1 minute to go.
Okay, so for now, I think we need to follow the National Cancer Screening Guidelines. That as a country, we are not able to screen for all cancers. There are more than 100 types of cancers, but we screen for the most common ones and where tests are validated. So people should be aware about breast cancer screening, cervical cancer, mouth cancer, picking up childhood cancers if children have some symptoms that are not going away, and obviously also be aware about colon cancer and their screening techniques for the same, and then prostate cancer. What should men be looking out for? Because those are the top commonest cancers. And then in terms of screening, people should not
subsidized rates as well.
So in the counties, this screening should be available at affordable or no cost at all. You can also choose to go to private hospitals. And for women, like say Kenyatta National Hospital, there's clinic number 66, which is open. Women can walk in for pap smear and breast examination, a clinical breast examination. At Texas Cancer Center also we do see people coming in for screening, and you don't have to wait for symptoms. You know, sometimes if you are just healthy, on your birthday, say this year, instead of celebrating my birthday, I'll go to hospital just for
I like that.
A body check.
All right, Salsa, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for that. There you have it, Dr. Dan Boturire. Of course, we've got Catherine Nyongesa, of course, oncologist from Texas Cancer Center. And then Boniface Mbuki, of course, we cannot forget him, director at the Cancer Awareness Center of Kenya. Thank you so much for that.
Right. I've learned so much from this chart. You know, stand in front of the mirror rather. Examine your armpits. Up and down, circles and wedges, in bed, squeeze the nipple. Some things might just look like kawaida banter, but you know, quite important.
And very enlightening in the fact, in the sense that most men don't think this would ever affect them. They always say breast cancer is a woman's issue.
It is.
Well, clearly it's affecting more men that you think about, and you don't need to put your ego aside, as you say. That's a big problem, and go out and get yourself checked. As you said, even on your birthday.
Just
give yourself a gift. Surely.
Check yourself out. So
don't wait for that tie.
So that's why we wind up the show this morning. We are done for the day, but of course, after us, we get a rerun of Punchline. In case you missed that, that comes up from 9 till 10. And then after that, we get into the Daily Brief. We're back tomorrow bright and early at 6 in the morning. Bye-bye.